All right, y'all. So it's time to make the 11th anniversary part 1 tier list for the brand new LR characters, which of course are LR Super Saiyan 4 Goku and Super Saiyan 3 Vegeta, the two new Daima LRs here. These characters we've been waiting for a very long time, and I think they are both very strong. And I will say they both do go ahead and make the tier list. These characters have their own issues, but I think many characters have their own weaknesses as well. We'll get into it and talk about, how they compare to the other characters existing in the game. We'll go from the bottom top. And yeah, again, I'm a huge fan of these guys. Maybe I like them a little better than the community thinks that they are, but I think that you can make many arguments for moving characters around. Speaking of which, here is my previous tier list just to get a basis of what I was thinking the last time. So again, this was pre 11th anniversary here, before we got, the new team, the Daima team, all the new characters that came out. And I think there are two new events that I think, well, I say two, but really one event with two different stages that I feel like is enough for me to consider in terms of difficult fights. And it's actually this one, the 11th anniversary special battle. This fight actually does end up hitting pretty hard. If we take a look here, Goku essentially on turn 4 will start doing about 13 mil super attacks, which is always going to be guaranteed to be in slot 0. So you need a very strong slot, 0 tank character. Then Super Saiyan 3 Daima Vegeta is also doing very similar damage, but he also has an AoE attack. They're both very tanky. Look at their HP stats. 1.65 billion HP, 1.45 billion HP. Like, you are gonna get to, farther, turns in these fights, at least with most teams. And I think damage in these fights are very, very important. Now, I wouldn't say those two are the hardest fights in the game. You could still definitely argue like the Cell Max fight or the Gamma's fight or even Bio Broly above that. But I would say in terms of there being like, the top 5 fights or something like that in the game, I think these two do count over the Rose Goku Black fight and the Hybrid Saiyans fight, at least in my personal opinion. Either way, we'll be just talking about each of these different fights as we go through each of the characters, and we'll be starting from the bottom with our honorable mentions. So I actually do have two characters in here that can change according to how you personally feel, but I do want to include both of them here, which is the LR Physical Super Saiyan 4s and LR Orange Piccolo. So again, I'm actually starting to lean a little towards Orange Piccolo. If we talk about these two, and across the 5 fights that I just mentioned, which are the fights I'm considering when it comes to these, this tier list specifically, we think at Cell Max. I think that both of these guys are whatever in Cell Max. However, if I had to choose, I actually like Orange Piccolo a little more, just because I feel like he's actually decently safe turn 1. These guys are as well, but once we get over to turn 3 in the superheroes team, this guy does have the giant form, and I think that's just so huge. The LR Super Saiyan 4s could be decent, but you could definitely feel, especially with all these other characters coming out around, that they're just not looking as impressive as they could be, and this is just simply not a long fight meta. These characters are massive stacking characters. They are really good in these long fights like Festival or the Gamma's fight. And I would say like Festival or the Gamma's fight specifically is the fight where this character takes the cake. But again, we think about the two new special battles, Cell Max, Bio Broly. Honestly, I would have run Piccolo over just because, again, he has the giant form, which will cancel out the super attack. He has the first turn 70% reduction plus guard. There's a bunch of support going around on that team. Like, he's able to pretty safely sit through those fights. He even has tech where in long fights, if you received 4 attacks and you essentially, I'm trying to figure out the way to explain it. In the Gamma's fight, what you could do is you can clear the battle bombs in the stage, transform into giant form, and then if you do have this activated, it basically resets the turn because you'll fall under 30% HP by collecting all the battle bombs. Then as long as you did receive the 4 attacks, he'll get his extra reduction and full HP recovery, which just resets you for the turn and the next turn in general, because not only will you cancel out the supers for that turn, but the next turn you're going to be fully healed. It's just such a good kind of mechanic that this guy has that I just think this character just does not provide as much utility. But it is close. I do want to have them both in honorable mentions, because LR Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta is still like an effective character. You put them in slot 3, they come back around, you fuse into LR Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta, then you have the Scouter plus the 77% reduction and the counter. Like, this guy is still doing so much. The Rainbow Orb changing, the Orb changer could be super useful for STR or Super Saiyan 4 Goku, right? You're running like a Super Saiyan 4 kind of team. That could work very well for him. I just kind of like Orange Piccolo a little better right now. That's kind of what I'm thinking here. So, next at number 10, we have Golden Frieza Gogeta. There's not much for me to say about this character. I think, again, this character with Gogeta specifically has some really high peaks. Again, you get Gogeta on the 3rd turn, essentially. And on the 3rd turn, you will have all the tech key spheres available. Then you can come back around on the 5th turn and he changes the entire key sphere field to tech, gets this 540% defense, guaranteed dodge by sitting in slot 1 is crazy, and this huge defensive support, and he's just doing a ton of additional super attacks. This guy is actually incredible. It's really excuse me, the real so to me is really just this guy having to get this build up. I just think it just makes him a little weak in these short fights. Again, I'm thinking of Cell Max. I mean, this guy, because the thing about his exchange, it's 3 turns from his entrance turn. So even if you're on a full superclass team, let's say you're in the Bio Broly fight, Bio Broly is built up, and you even get this guy in turn 2. He can take quite a lot of damage from the normals. You will have to hide him. I think this guy could be pretty good in the Gamma's fight, but again, like Cell Max, he's a little weak in there. However, I do think in the 2 special battles, this guy actually is still able to look really good. And overall, the abilities that this Gogeta has, like, you get him out, and this guy is busted. And that's why I would have him over these 2. His leader skill itself is not the greatest right now, but there is potential for the future. I mean, you could run basically the superhero team with a double Gogeta there, and that should work out just fine in like longer fights. I guess maybe I was capping with the leader skill not being that great. That's another plus you can get to this guy. I think his leader skill is actually pretty good right now. The movie bosses side is not too good, but movie heroes is definitely a great option. But again, the issue, you're not going to be getting the 50% for a lot of those, you know, movie heroes characters. It's really applicable to mostly movie bosses. Either way, I think this guy at 10 just is a fair spot for me right now. Then we can see here 6 through 10 are all pretty similar to each other, so that's where they're same in terms of the color coding. In my number 9 spot, I actually do have Rose Goku Black. Again, I do like Rose Goku Black. I think he's overall still a very good character. He's able to just hold his own very well, and I think the biggest reason why I have him over Golden Frieza and Gogeta is turn 1. I feel like this guy's able to just do really nice. He has a similar mechanic in the Gamma's fight to what we talked about with Piccolo, where, okay, you grab all the, you know, Gamma's orbs, then you use this active skill with Zamasu. You're gonna be under the 60% HP threshold in the Gamma's fight. You get this, you full heal. Zamasu does so much damage that turn. It's absolutely insane. Goku Black, again, I used him in the 2 new special battles. This guy's able to hold his own very well. I have not used him in Cell Max, but I do imagine that this guy would actually be a pretty decent option in the Cell Max fight. Of course, I would also say from my usage of him in Bio Broly, he's able to hold his own quite well as well. Like, this is just a good character. He does good damage. He has the attack stacking, so he's able to do a lot of damage at the end of long fights. He's just pretty consistent defensively. Like, I do like him quite a lot. The only bad thing about him is his leader skill sucks, but I think he's just so consistent, honestly. Like, I have not ever had a bad time really using this guy, at least personally. I mean, obviously there could be bad looks for every character, but I'm not using this character and getting annoyed or anything like that. Like, I feel like this guy is just a good option to put on any villain team. Absolutely fantastic for villains characters, and you know, he also has a really good link set. That's one thing you could say that he has even above Golden Frieza and Gogeta. This villain link set, dude, oh my goodness. Now, a lot of these villains are, you know, that he's linking best with are other Goku Black and Zamasu characters, but still have Big Bad Bosses, Nightmare, Fierce Battle, Legendary Power, Fear and Faith. Just all in all, this guy is able to cook very well. I'm a big fan. I think next we'll put the next 3 characters here, because I think especially these 3, I'm kind of like, like, I feel like you can move the next 3 any way you want, but I'm gonna put Gogeta 4, Ultimate Gohan, then Omega Shenron. Now, I feel like, again, especially these 3, I would say you can move any way you want to. Like, you could do this, you could even kind of do this if you wanted to. I don't really like this. This is what I'm thinking though, and the biggest reason why I had Ultimate Gohan above Omega last time, as you see, or no, I didn't even. I was considering moving Ultimate Gohan up, and the reason why I didn't is because I just think Omega's impact and villains are just so good still. But at the same time, we just got these 2 new fights that we were talking about, the special battles. And I mean, I should show you guys again, like, these fights. You know what they both do right here? Unarmed super attacks. This is an unarmed super. This is an unarmed super. In fact, we can go ahead and go. Let's go into some of the other fights that exist right now. Where is Ultimate Red Zone right here? Guess what? Guess what? Gamma's fight and Bio Broly, unarmed super attack. Unarmed super attack at the end. This Omega Shenron is getting fed just so well. He's making everyone grind it in, bro. 70% chance to nullify and counter. Or it is just, no, there's a nullification encounter. And it's just so incredible. And the thing is that these characters are super class. This guy's extreme class, to be fair. But like, these 3 are all super class characters. You know what that means? He does additional damage to super class enemies. So yeah, that's just really good. And then 10% to Earth Protecting Heroes, Fuse Fighters, or GT Heroes. Actually, I don't think these 2 are on Earth Protecting Heroes, but I'm pretty sure that the Gammas are. So again, it's like, his domain is so good right now. Like, his domain is really, really good. Premium villain leader skill. I mean, I saw some people talking about how, oh, maybe Omega's team is just kind of aging out. The characters around him are aging out a little bit, but not really. I mean, in fact, I'm going to show this tweet right here. And it did take me a while to get this done, but it's just a very consistent, easy team here. Like, look at this. This is the special battle Super Saiyan 4 Goku. I mean, yeah, just no items, 55% Omega here. We had Baby on the team, Buhan was holding his own, but then you could run Golden Frieza plus Gogeta. You could just run into Shadow Dragons and like the Super Saiyan 3 Vegeta fight. You could run into Fat Boo. And Fat Boo is on this team, by the way. Like, again, where is this guy? Where is he? He's somewhere around here. He's on Inhuman Deeds. Where is... I gotta bring him up, man. Is it not this? Where? Which is it? Power absorption? It's power absorption. My bad. Wrong category. I keep missing him. Oh, there he is. This guy. He has this guy. So I'm sorry. Like, Omega's presence in these fights, they keep juicing that boy. The only fight Omega's bad in, where he's really bad in, is this fight. And you could argue that's why he's not even higher. It's this fight. And then this fight is where these two really excel. These two are just on multiple good teams. Super Saiyan 4 Goku's team, superhero team for this guy. This guy's really on Super Saiyan 4 Goku's team right now. He could run his own team, but it's definitely not as good as some like superhero, the Omega team, the new Goku team, the Daima team are just all better. You know, the Fuse Fighters team, like GT Heroes does not match up to a lot of those setups, but it's still a good setup overall. But I feel like Gogeta 4 is hurt a little bit by the lack of Ki Blast bosses, because this guy, again, on his active skill turn, when he gets the extra 70% stats, like, he's able to look really nice. But outside of that, he could take quite a bit of damage even with this. And of course, it's because he's intended to have this Ki Blast super. Like, if he was just tanking everything double digits for free, and then also having this counter on top of it, that'd be pretty nasty. But again, that's not what this guy is intended to really work like. So I feel like his general power is just not as great right now. And I would say Gogeta and Omega, Gogeta and Ultimate Gohan are better than Omega in this fight. But every other fight that we brought up, I feel like Omega just like has a stronger presence, just generally in what he's doing the entire run. And that's why I have Omega above those two. All right, this next one is very difficult for me, but I think this is where we have Super Saiyan 3 Daima Vegeta. Then I think we put Ultimate Gohan or Future Gohan here. Now, this is very tough for me. I think you could argue either way, honestly. This guy is really good. He's very consistent. I feel like his key issues, like the ones that Super Saiyan 4 Goku kind of has, are not really existent. He's doing so much damage. I feel like you definitely feel his presence. This, or it doesn't even show on this wiki specifically, but we take a look here, right here. This EX super attack, man. That 10% defense on the 4 turn raise, you really do feel that. It is so impactful. I mean, his team, Daima team, is still really good. I just think the thing about this character is I feel like so much of his value comes from giving the Scarred on 4 turns and onward. And I feel like his active skill doesn't do much. I mean, his active skill essentially feels like Super Saiyan 4 Goku, here's your buff for Ki, man. That's kind of what his active skill feels like. His active skill doesn't feel like it's helping him in any way. Like, he doesn't need this. This feels like an active skill intended for this guy. And, like, who else needs it? No one else. That's the biggest issue with him. He also doesn't have Prepared for Battle, which I feel like does suck a little bit. He has Shocking Speed. Guess what? For this guy, who, by the way, this guy also has Prepared for Battle anyways. So it's, I don't know. I feel like that's kind of funny. not really the biggest deal in terms of links, of course. Also, of course, this is 50% chance. I do like using this character. He's very fun, and I think his impact when he gets all the EX super attacks is nice. But I find it hit or miss. Early on, you miss this great chance of launching an additional super, then you don't get this right here potentially, and then you don't get this, and he doesn't have built-in crit, and then you have to wait to use the active skill, or else he might not crit. I just think it's a bit silly. Of course, just not. These are all like niche, very rare circumstantial complaints, but Future Gohan doesn't have that. Where is this boy, Future Gohan? I feel like Future Gohan is very straightforward and very consistent, and he has a good team as well. And I would argue, you could argue this team might even be better than the Daima team. I don't know. This team is still really strong, but Bonnet Master Disciple, bro. I mean, it's so good right now. You have the superhero characters, Future Gohan, and then the Blues. Like, it's such a compact team. But the Daima team probably is still the Goku's team. We'll talk about that in a bit, but yeah. And again, I just feel like this guy, it's very easy conditions. Rainbow Orb changing, also helping the team. He's supporting to start a turn. 90% reduction plus guard. You know what I found with this character? This character gets demolished by some max fight, unfortunately. And that's because he needs this. So that Cell Max fight is just so brutal for him. He actually takes a lot of damage from that fight. This character doesn't. And then I feel like in every other fight, the performance is not even like... I think... It's really tough, man. Like, these two are neck and neck. Because Vegeta is doing a lot more damage. And Vegeta is still providing this multi-turn support. But Future Gohan is just... doesn't die. Dies, revives. Then you get Trunks out. And Trunks is guaranteed dodging. But what does Trunks really do? I feel like he doesn't... Like, he does okay stuff. But in comparison to Vegeta... I think I'm gonna do this. I think I'm gonna do this. Because I feel like throughout the entire fight... Future Gohan is just such a strong slot 1 character. Man, this is tough. It's so hard to decide between these two, I feel like. Like, these two are like neck and neck. Okay, if worst case scenario, if I feel different about Daima Vegeta again, I'll move Future Gohan up above. But I'm gonna give Daima Vegeta the edge. Just because he also does do extra damage. And like I said, I feel like damage does matter quite a bit in kind of what's going on in this landscape because of these bosses having they have so much HP now, like so much HP. And another thing with this guy is I feel like he's just overall, like, I feel like this guy's overall just like very consistent with the damage plus the defense he's providing, and the support is really nasty. Future Gohan is nice, but I feel like outside of, like, obviously the tanking is so useful and the orb changing and support as well. Damn. Let me know what you guys are thinking. This is the spot I'm most torn on. This really I might keep it like this. I'm gonna go with what I originally had. This is tough. This is really a tough decision. But I'm gonna keep it like this. Yeah, I think I'm keeping it like this. Anyways, I think we'll fill in our number 3 spot, which is the Blues. You know, in fact, let's just fill out the rest of the list. Super Saiyan 4 Goku at 2. So, this is kind of crazy. I feel like people are gonna look at this and think I'm I'm a lunatic. At first, I was also thinking the same thing. Is I didn't even think this guy would be in a situation where I would consider him better than the Blues. This team is so good. This Daima Battle Fate Goku's family team, it's actually not fair. And the thing about this character is, you know, a lot of people don't have that great of a luck with this, but I happen. I don't know. I feel like it doesn't happen like sometimes. Like, it's obviously unfortunate, but I feel like this happens very commonly in my experience. Then he's providing this huge active skill attack support to the entire rotation. He's doing so much damage, even at free dupe. Easy, you know, 90 to 100 plus mil, as long as he has, you know, his links that he would be ideally having. Then you got this additional super attack that's hitting like a 67 mil, 70 mil attack stat. This support is stupid. And it's just instant. Unlike Super Saiyan 4 Vegeta. And again, the thing about Vegeta versus Goku, and the reason why I like Goku better is because, one, I feel like Vegeta having the 50% chance for the EX Super, in my experience, it's been a little inconsistent, that 50% chance. This feels like I've seen it a lot more, like, well, I wouldn't say a lot more often, but like, I feel like people act like you don't see this too often. I don't know. For me, I've used this guy so much. I've seen a lot often. And it's been rare that Vegeta has turns where he doesn't miss it. But I feel like the impact that this super attack has and the damage that it does to the boss, it kind of does feel way more impactful than, I wonder if I could bring up Vegeta. Vegeta's 12 key super, like if you get one of Vegeta's 12 key supers, this 10% defense is nice, but I don't think it's game changing. Now, when you add this on top of Goma's 20% on top of that, like, then we're talking. This is really only game changing if you're running double Vegeta, I feel like, and you're getting multiple of these EX supers. It is nice to have, of course, especially against AoE attacks, but I mean, I'm sorry, I don't like Vegeta's team. Like, Daima by itself as a team is not at that mega level. Like, again, I wonder if I could just show you yours. Okay, but we have these two. Then we have these three with Goma. Do is pretty good. Super Saiyan 4 Mini Goku is pretty good. And then after, it's like, you know, we have this Mini Piccolo, who's also really, really good as well. You have a very good setup here with those, we have these 5 characters pretty much right here. Yeah, or 6 characters. Then after, I feel like the team kind of like dumps off a hill a little. I mean, we have this mini Super Saiyan 3 Vegeta as well, and obviously you can get through this team just fine, but I feel like, you know, if you're missing like one of these characters, like for example, I'm missing Goma, you could very easily feel the impact of like missing a character like that. And Vegeta, really, this support with the guard, you don't get that until later on in the fight, and I feel like sometimes certain fights you might not even really see that in a huge effect. Whilst Goku's reduction, again, like I said, that goes up instantly. That boy just has that right off the gate. That's one thing. Secondly, I feel like this guy is so good at pushing the team forward. Now, this is annoying for sure. I definitely agree with this being a bit annoying, combined with him having to be at 24 key. But man, I feel like more often than not, I do get this 24 key, and he is insane. He's insane. Even slot 1 before attacking, you get both the intros up with this guy. He's gonna have 48% reduction. With this extra reduction, you put him in slot 1, he has 58% reduction plus the guard, and he has 800% attack defense start of turn. And this, he's able to live pretty much every single super attack in the game before he supers. Some of them he will barely live, I would say, but in most situations he's going to be eating it very fine, especially when we consider all the support going around on these teams right here. And this active skill does a crazy, insane amount of damage this active skill generates. It's actually really, really nasty. Vegeta's active, again, it does help his other super attacks during the turn do extra damage, which I feel like is kind of where the damage that the active skill lacks on kind of makes up for. But I just feel like consistently Goku, to me, has been doing way more damage. I feel like the impact you feel with Goku's attack support as well is so nice to see. He's just straight up gonna be able to send slot 1. He's not worried against AoE supers as much, or AoE attacks in general. He has a better team. I really like this guy, and the Blues could do so much. The Blues do a lot, but I feel like Goku's team is better first and foremost. I feel like Goku, to me, is, again, the Blues have the 80% chance to dodge. That's really powerful. But I have had a situation where I'm like, oh, Goku's died on me. You know? Like, it's not usually Goku's fault. The only event I could see that happening is if you get double Super Saiyan 4 Goku in the Cell Max fight. And then that's where that guy dies. But that's it. And again, like, every character has that one situation that is their weakness. But outside of that, I haven't had Goku really be the true reason I lose. I feel like that's happening to me with the Blues. And again, this is right now. The Blues will age better than the Super Saiyan 4 Goku, more than likely because of their dodge ability. But right now, Goku, to me, I just think he just does so much. He pushes the fight forward in such an impactful way. That's kind of it. Then we have Goma. Well, finish things off with Goma. I mean, I don't have to say too much. Goma is just... he's invincible. He has the giant form. He does really good damage. He's really great in long fights. This 2-turn defense support is... this, especially with the Daima team, I think it's... to me, it's the Daima team that elevates this guy. Because the thing about the Daima team is... Super Saiyan 4 Goku and Daima Vegeta, both of these characters have a lot of starter turn defense, and they don't get too much defense from their super attack effects. Like, Vegeta's support is nice, but he's not getting a crazy amount of defense from that. Goma giving this is actually really crazy for them, especially for Super Saiyan 4 Goku. It's such a crazy ability. He might not link that well on the team, but bro, I'm sorry, Goma's crazy. And he has 99% reduction for the first 3 attacks that he would actually receive if he doesn't dodge everything. Goma's kind of king right now. That's what I'm thinking. But I don't know. I feel like, again, you could make a lot of changes. You could say, oh, I like the Blues better. Sure, I could see why. And maybe I'll change my mind in like a week or two, or more like 2-3 weeks, but I like this. From what I'm seeing here, this is what I'm generally thinking. We can move these 2 out the list. Honestly, these are just the characters that were there. We can delete this tier. So yeah, that's pretty much it. Let me know what you guys are thinking. I bet some of you guys are gonna skip to the end of the video and be like, what's going on here? Why? What if I have this at the end of the video and just like bait you guys? Wouldn't that be funny? If we get a bait tier list and just like bait you guys really badly, I don't even care that much. Thanks all for watching. Catch you guys in the next one. Of course, peace out.